guys, Nico here. Yeah, there's not much of an intro here, though I will probably be talking about some heavy stuff in this. Not probably, I just will. So, I don't know exactly what. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this. You might hear my dogs in the background. I'm partially just recording this for me and to reflect, and I don't know. Part of it's to reflect, part of it's to almost apologize, and a lot of it's just to explain kind of how I got the way I am, and also the life experiences that have impacted me, probably some of the most for the worst, and the communities that kind of cause it. And I want to post this because I just hope sharing these experiences, as like traumatic and impactful as they are, and how they affect me, might help some of you identify the things, relate to them, or maybe even help you spot them in the future if you do fall in the same traps. I don't know. But you might hear my dogs in the background. One's in the room with me right now. Hey, guy. But, yeah. Trigger warning for, there's gonna be, like, sexual abuse and, a lot of mental health stuff. And, like, suicidal imagery and ideation. Not that I'm gonna show any imagery, but, you know. And just some other stuff. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna talk about relating to them, but just feel free to click off the video if I ever make it uncomfortable. My dog is snooping around, oh my god. There you go. So, yeah. I don't really know how to start this. This is not a great way. I don't know what I'm gonna title this. I have an idea for a thumbnail that I can draw though. But, yeah, hello, it's me, Nico. So I got that longer intro and warnings, but let's get into this. So, one of the big things I wanted to talk about, and the main reason I'm doing this, is just been doing reflecting, partially just talking with a friend, and a lot of the times I do, I get reminded of who I kind of was and am fighting to not be. And this is kind of the story around that. I like my friend. They actually like gave me another chance after doing some pretty shitty things without even knowing it. But let's get into this. So, to start, I guess when I was like, all my life I've been kind of like neurodivergent, and also like pretty queer and liking things that most guys don't like. You know the story. I shared it also in the trans comfort video, but I was kind of different from everyone else. And, nowadays, I believe I'm autistic. I have 3 unofficial diagnoses from like doctors and psychiatrists and a psychologist. And I have a bunch of autistic friends that I relate to far more than any of the neurotypicals that are usually in my life. And it felt like I finally found people who understood me. So even if I wasn't, the label fits me more than any other one does. So I might as well be. But my parents never accept that. I've tried talking to them about it, and they just insist I'm not, and don't even give it a second thought. Which normally, if this was a one-time thing, it's like maybe they're right, but my whole life they've kind of denied who I was, and even though it's a wealthy family, they say they love me. It's always felt like they loved the idea of me or an object that they project onto me. Because anytime I win an award or it's my birthday, they get mad at me for like, oh, I don't feel like I deserve that award, or I don't really want to celebrate my birthday. And they talk to me about how they want to celebrate me and how I have to just suck it up and do it for them. This year's birthday was like that too. It was a terrible day. A couple of my friends nearly took their own life a few days ago, and a stressful work week. Not days before my most recent birthday. So I just wanted to stay in, but they kind of forced me to go out and guilt tripped me into doing stuff with them, and I had put on that happy face. And it's always been like that. A lot of the times as a kid, when like we went to amusement parks or vacations, all the family vacations were some of the worst experiences in my life because I get taken out of my safe spot. I can't use the internet and talk to my friends, and my biggest source of anxiety is my parents and authority figures in general, like teachers, psychiatrists, whatnot. And it basically traps me in with them. But anytime I complain about it, they tell me I'm exaggerating or that I didn't actually feel that way, and I'm wrong for thinking that. That's not how it went. I'm misremembering, or I'm just being dramatic, or I'm lying. I hate lying. I've never really lied that much. I do, but not when it comes to important things. But the one thing I always lied about was school and grades, because I didn't do any homework. I wanted to, but I had undiagnosed ADHD, and I couldn't focus or concentrate. And my parents, anytime they found out about it, they'd take away the computer, they'd take away everything that like is interesting and force me to just focus on the homework. But if you know anything about ADHD, that doesn't really work, and I ended up staring at a blank sheet and the wall and just thinking terrible thoughts with myself. I think pretty much every day in for between probably 15 and 20, I thought about taking my life. Maybe not quite every day, but about 5 days a week. Uh, Weirdly enough, I never thought that was a big deal till like reassessing it recently. The thoughts still come back occasionally too. I spiral or whatnot. But as a kid, I never thought I'd go past 18 because every adult in my life kept making out adulthood to be this huge struggle and how I have it so much better than them. So it's like, well, if this is horrible already and it's going to get worse, why live anymore? If this is all life is. Because no one talks about the good. Which sounds ironic because this video is all about bad, but if you want me being positive, the rest of my channel is really nice for that. But anyhow, I'm also not really saying all this to get like guilt or apologies or whatever or sympathy. I don't really need that. There's no need for that. In the past, when I do this, a lot of people reach out, and it's kind of nice, but then I lose track of things and feel bad about not responding, and it's a whole thing. Uh, so, bleh. Anyhow, that led into me, though, never feeling like myself, and forming a spiral of kind of both depersonalization, but also not having a place to be me, because no one else saw the person I wanted to be and the person I really was. They saw me as the quiet kid that never talks back, always does what he's told, doesn't need anything. Like my brother's always been given more lenience. Like he won't do the dishes or clean up, and I always had to do it for him. As a kid, he'd chase me around with food I found disgusting because autism texture thing and stuff, and try and force feed it to me, and my parents would laugh and encourage it, and anytime I tried to fight back or get out, they'd tease me for overreacting. It's just food. And that was kind of a theme that, while it changed in nature, continued throughout my life. Not my brother, though. He was good. He was obviously a kid then, too, and encouraged by my parents. So, there's no blame on him, and he's still growing, and I care a lot about my brother. He's more accepting than I kind of thought he'd be about a lot of things. But anyhow, this all led to me not accepting myself, but having this outlet and desire. So I turned to, when I was, 19, I just was starved of physical affection. And maybe I was 18, but whatever. And I never understood, how to get that. So one night I was, at a sleepover, and a friend offered me edibles. I've never done weed before this as well, and I was just very lonely and asked to, snuggle up, seeing, because I've existed in the furry community for a while before this. And I thought that was more acceptable at this point, because everyone talks about cuddling and snuggling, and this is gonna be a big thing later as well. But it normalized all of that, and anyhow, I ended up getting sexually assaulted that night by my best friend. He still doesn't know that it affected me as much as it did. Afterwards, I lied about enjoying it. It happened 2 more times as well. This time, the first time he asked for consent, but I was so out of it, I just reluctantly said yes, feeling pressured by myself. That time wasn't on him. There are 2 other occasions, though, after that, where I didn't consent or ask for any of it, and tried showing reluctancy the best I could, but it didn't come across. But at the same time, that person never meant to harm me. It's a similar to me, the result of repression, and being repressed for so long, you don't know how to engage in these ways and spaces. And this is the big theme I want to talk about in the video, is when you push everything down. Sorry, I got a cough, one sec. When you and everyone around pushes everything down and doesn't allow you to be you, and no place feels safe, you don't know how to interact, and spaces online become echo chambers of things that don't reflect reality. I didn't even realize that this was a sexual, well, I did realize it was sexual assault, but later on I told myself that this was fine, and it wasn't. But the friend moved on. They're still friends with some of my acquaintances, but I no longer do anything with them. They have their own life. They've changed a lot for the better, and realized that what they did could have been harmful, even though I lied to them saying it wasn't, because my whole life I've lived wanting to be the best person for everyone around me and bring comfort to people, make them happy. But I never knew how to make friends or do that. I still struggle a lot with that. I remember I went to church camp. My family would sign me up for it. What the fuck? 1 second. Alright, my dog saw a rabbit. I'm probably not going to make a cut. I don't really want to cut this video at all. It's also not going to be really edited. Anyhow, but at church camp, I hated those camps, by the way. One time I got really mad because my parents never told me they signed me up for one. and I only knew one day before, and then they told me that they did tell me, but they never did, because I always would write down these dates and stuff, and they could never like tell me when they told me, but they were like, I'm sure we told you, end of story, I'm the adult. Anyhow, at those camps though, I would buy kids with candy to talk to me and hang out with me, because they never would. Even in like third grade, I was on a basketball team, and the coach had to force people to pass me the ball because no one ever wanted to. And I still don't really know why, besides realizing that I'm just different than most people. And even though my family wants to deny that and tell me that I'm just lazy or shy or something, I tried to make friends. I just am different than the average person. And that's okay. And I think accepting the differences has helped me more than anything else, and learning what made me different and how other people who experience it cope with it, and connecting with those people and befriending those people as well, and then learning their skills and bouncing ideas off each other. And now I'm able to make friends and talk to people. But being denied who I was stopped me from doing that, and also stunted my interactions and learning how to be with people. But that also led to terrible communication skills. That's just being repressed in who I am made me develop in a way that denied who I was and shoved down those feelings. And when I needed to express them, I didn't know how. Same with the friend that sexually assaulted me. He didn't want to hurt me, I know that. But he's been so repressed, like in a Christian family. Had no like sexual outlets, no privacy, no anything. That, oh, this guy wants to snuggle, that's a sex thing or something. This is my one chance that I've never had before. And they take it. And I don't say no, but I don't really say yes either. But they don't really realize that they don't know how communication works. No one in like school or their life teaches people to, when you're being sexual or intimate, to communicate and talk to your partner. No one talks about setting boundaries or healthy limits and asking if it's okay and this or that. They just do it in videos, and health class is too awkward to cover. Parents don't talk about that. They don't talk about boundaries, setting them for yourself. They don't talk about how hard it is to say no, especially when it's someone you care about doing something terrible to you. No one does, especially if you're neurodivergent like me. So that was something that led to me not like connecting sexually in real life with any partner, because after that everything felt so empty, even during the experience. I couldn't say it was horrible or anything, but I felt nothing but discomfort and just emptiness, and I was like, how do people enjoy this? And that kind of ruined sex for me. And then it was like, I had a relationship that broke off partially because I could never like be the sexual person. And that due to me going on a journey to try and discover why people like it so much. And this is one of the big issues and things I wanted to brush upon, is it ended up with me over-sexualizing myself, but more importantly, I joined various varying femboy communities. And right now, I just want to talk about how terrible a lot of, like, especially femboy, especially trans, and a lot of furry spaces are. The normalization of, like, telling every single person that they're cute or adorable. It's fine to call someone cute if you think it and like connect that with them. But like asking for affection from, there's a 14-year-old asking a 28-year-old for cuddles and hugs and attention, and in VR worlds going off into private worlds where who God knows what is happening, and no one talks about it. I know people do, but and then people sexualizing things and talking about like vor fetishes and safer work spaces with minors. I think some things are fine, like the pet play stuff I do in those audios. I do it in a strictly comfort way, at least on my main channel. I do have a Patreon, and I still always have mixed feelings about that I'll talk about a bit later. But those audios were for comfort and escapism, and it's one of those things where there's some aspects to it taken in a sexual manner, but in and of itself, it's not at all. But the other difference with like videos and ASMR and stuff is it's a one-sided escapism. There's not a person that can take advantage of you on the other side of it unless you like DM them and try and pressure them into befriending you. And that's dangerous. In a couple communities, I wanted to make a memo about how dangerous it is to be parasocial. I obviously don't have intents to take advantage of people, but if a creator does make that escapist content and you find comfort in it, and then talk to the creator, and then they start asking you for things and being more and more sexual or demanding, well, you owe this to the creator. You think, oh, they've helped me so much, they deserve this, and you push your discomfort out of the way because you relate all of these comfortable experiences to them, and then maybe you give them blackmail, or maybe you just end up going so much further than you intended because you don't know how to say no when it starts spiraling. In a video, the person making the video can't really hurt you. They can say bad things and maybe cause you to be triggered, but you can pause it, you can exit that. But when someone's in your DMs constantly typing to you and stalking you or knows your phone number, you could block them, I guess, but alt accounts exist and things get messy, and I don't know. I want to warn against parasocial stuff, and I try to in some of my videos too. Sometimes just more subtly, and also with how I interact with my fans in my Discord server. I try and make a boundary. I think escapist content's good. I think it has a place. But I think it has to be done in ways and by people who want to help and understand people and not just sexualize them. And sexual content is fine. I have a Patreon where I do that. I'm not trying to promote it here. I'm actually super behind on it. Partially just due to my inability to create content. Especially right now. I've been in a slump, mentally especially. Over the last summer, I kind of lost everything in my life and came to the conclusion that I should end my life, and then I didn't, but it felt like I did, and since then I kind of felt like I've died and been on a slow decline. I've been getting better now, and I'm hoping making this is a step in the right direction too. One sec. But anyhow, that's besides the point. But yeah, bleh. It feels weird making that content still, for reasons I'll touch on in a bit. But anyhow, I was going to talk about the communities, furry communities, femboy communities and stuff. I hate how so many of them are set up in ways to perpetuate what, if you call a friend cute or tell someone you actually love you love them, that's fine. It's nice sometimes, and it's good to be appreciated. But it doesn't teach you those boundaries. It doesn't make it so it encourages friendship first. It doesn't tell you how to be friends with people. It's straight into the flirting. It's straight into, oh, you gotta love bomb people, talk about this and that, and then people are doing that to you, and then you think that's normal. I thought it was normal. I was in a femboy community for a while, where I was sexualized every day, and all the conversations were about sex. There were minors in there I didn't even know. Some part of me thought it was age verified because I swore I age verified in it, but I never did. That was never a thing in the server. I don't even know why I thought it was. I wish I could explain that, but there were minors like roaming around, and I was hardly 18 at the time too. I didn't thankfully interact with any minors that I know, unless they lied about their age, in which case, yeah. But these communities just perpetuate that behavior, and me myself as a target of it, which is also partially why I don't think I've really interacted with minors in a bad way, because they're not the people soliciting a vulnerable person who doesn't know who they are in life to make them sexualize themselves and place all their value on how cute they can be, how hot they can be. And even in some other communities, it's how many views you have. Oh, how good are you at this game? You're not? You don't belong. You can't sexualize yourself? Oh, you're worthless. Stuff like that. And valuing all those interactions and thinking it's normalized took so long to recover from, too. Like, even to this day, I struggle with it. My sense of humor. I hate how everything revolves back to sex, and I keep trying to get better at it, and end up falling into old habits or flirting with people and hating myself afterwards, and wishing I could stop and never fell into these cycles. And it's cyclical. Because the coping mechanisms you form when in those communities keep the cycle going. It is getting that attention, or it's sexualizing yourself to people, and that's the outlet that you think is good, and it's not good. And it took me years to even realize that. I made so many of my friends uncomfortable, and I didn't sexually assault them or anything, but I've done sexual things that were undesired without even realizing it, and they didn't say no, and I can't help but think of myself as someone who almost became someone like what my ex-friend did to me on those 3 nights. Maybe not to the degree, but I want to do everything to make people comfortable and happy, but when you are in a community where the way to make people happy is to sexualize yourself towards them, it's to mutually do these role plays and be lewd and this and that, and this is the person they want you to be. Meanwhile, I'm over here, I don't even enjoy sex. A fun fact, I don't. I'm apathetic to it. I like the ideas of it, though. I like intimacy, and I will be sexual with some people I trust now, which I feel like is healthy, but sometimes I do slip back into those old habits still and have so much loathing afterwards. But yeah, it's those spirals and feedback loops, and just you normalize something in your head that's so not normal, to the point where you don't think you're doing anything bad or making anything uncomfortable. You don't think you're hurting anyone because you yourself don't really realize how hurt I've been, or that you've gotten from these just events. And just, I don't know, take care of yourself and realize that not everyone's your friend, and just because a community is saying things about you doesn't mean they mean it. My big mental breakdown this summer is from a lot of friends and people in my life who turned out didn't like me, kept telling me how much they liked me and want to do stuff with me. And then I see them in a server without me, or a different IRL friend talking about how they loved me and want to hook up and do stuff. Meanwhile, they're doing that with a bunch of other people and canceling my plans and plans with me while talking about wanting to be in a relationship. And I mean, I'm fine with open relationships and stuff, but they hide that and they show emotional interests and romantic interests and even dated it for a while and then completely neglect me when something else better came along, but kept telling me how I'm misremembering things or that's not true. And then I give them another chance, and then another, and another, and another. And there comes to a point where you gotta listen to yourself more than you do other people, which is hard when you look up to other people and cherish people, and it's even harder when you don't have those people in your life that are like you, and you can't find those people that you want to be with. So you're stuck with people who want to take advantage of you or don't want you, but they won't tell you that. Sometimes it's them thinking it's being nice to just lead someone on instead of rejecting them. And I get it. It's a lot easier to do, but holy shit, is it harmful. And it partially goes back to like these community spaces. It's so uncomfortable now when I see like a 16-year-old asking for cuddles or affection from random strangers in a Discord chat. I think people deserve affection, but you shouldn't do it in a server with like 50 to 100 people. You shouldn't seek a sexual behavior where there's a terrible power dynamic that someone could just take advantage of you. And you take advantage of them too. As a minor, you could ruin any adult's life by lying about your age and doing something sexual with them. And you're gonna hurt both of you in the process. And humans are sexual. I think it's a lie to say that you suddenly have an awakening at 18 and never before you've thought about sex. But it's practicing it in safe ways, and I don't know, it's so hard to give advice, but don't practice it or be sexual in a Discord group. Don't fall into those traps, and don't think that people who want something from you are your friends. They might be. Some friendships are give and take. All friendships are give and take. But so many of those just become take, and give a compliment. It takes nothing to call someone cute. I can just type that in 3 seconds. It takes nothing to give someone a compliment. They can be doing it to 50 people at once. But they'll tell you you're special, and they'll take advantage of that. And you'll think that's normal. And then you'll create more victims at some point if you don't realize it either. I did. I've hurt people and had really uncomfortable conversations with friends who thankfully forgave me, but if they didn't, I'd understand so much. And I'm still trying to get out of these loops too. But I don't think people understand the harm that happens when you don't call out some misbehavior either. I don't care about people making slightly lewd content on YouTube or anything. But I do care when they use that to promote a community Discord that's unmoderated and doesn't age verify, or has free NSFW content on the side that leads you to a community of people that take advantage of you. It's when someone else you can see in a community just preying on people or taking advantage of these behaviors or begging for this attention and taking everyone to DMs. And you hear all these rumors about them, and no one says things. Servers refuse to ban people who have been shown to groom or hurt people time and time again, especially in the furry community, especially the femboy and trans community. That femboy server I used to be in got deleted because I guess the owner had groomed 15 minors all at the same time. And that's not even that rare. And these are the people that so often lead these spaces. I don't know. My community's not even perfect. I try my best. I've made a system to where things go through me, and I'm fine with people making jokes with each other and stuff, but it's hard to moderate, and it's hard to know what's right and wrong, and it's so gray. There's no right or wrong. It's shades of gray, but some things are far, far more wrong than they are right. But it's not black and white. It never is. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a weirdo. I wish I was born normal, but I'm here now. And I use these experiences to at least relate to people. And a lot of my audios are sometimes subtly and sometimes not so subtly aimed at people who want an escape. And my Patreon stuff, I try to not be like, I don't want to take advantage of people's kindness or money. My highest tier is $12 for that reason. I don't want a parasocial person to think they owe me this money for maybe I saved them in a depressive moment. But I also want money myself. Because sadly you need it, and life is hard, and I'm broke. But I'm also in a family that is well off financially. I'm not at risk of starving, but I am, at risk of not having anything to my own name and not being able to leave here one day. But that you can have time. But money's great and lets you enjoy life. Probably a third of my money honestly goes back to like struggling artists and commissions and stuff. And it also costs money to make my videos because I buy models and get art commissions for the stuff. And I have a bunch of high quality audio packs that I can't really record for sound effects. Like the slime and goo sound effects, I'm gonna be honest, they're hard to record. I do record half of it on my own, but I have to layer it. And I bought these professional audio packs to make the layering sound good. Now that's a side tangent. I don't know. Patreon's weird, but I want to create a space where I can be sexual on my own terms. But on the same time, by promising people content, I feel like I've gone against that. And time again, I keep thinking about stopping doing it. I've decided I'm probably going to change it from monthly videos and audios, because I haven't done that in like 4 months, 5 months actually. My Patreon's been paused for 3 of them, those months as well, because I just can't deliver. I mentally can't do it, but I also don't want people to pay for the content, because about 3/4 of the people pay for content and not deliver. So it's a conundrum, and it's hard for me to motivate myself without deadlines, even with deadlines. If you like follow my channel on Discord or Patreon, you'll see me like, this video planned next week, and then I won't upload for 4 weeks. And that happens almost every time I have a video plan. I have, I think, 9 unfinished videos like planned and storyboarded out. I have a collab that's just been done on my part for a while. I have I had a collab that I just couldn't finish because it was taking so long and everything changed going through. Oh my god. That's a story, but not one I'll tell because I don't want to. I mean, I'm sure some people that I've talked about indirectly in this audio know who I'm talking about, but it's not a bad thing. I don't blame these people because, like me, I struggled too. Uh, and I love my friends. Uh, I'm glad I have them. But one of the morals of this story is you could say you love your friends, but if someone on the internet tells you you're cute or they love you, they probably don't mean it, and also probably don't normalize that behavior. It's different if you're calling art or a character cute. Like, I could say that you guys' personas are cute, because they probably are. A lot of furry art is. Nothing wrong with that. But when it becomes directed at the person, and you start forming these parasocial bonds, it becomes so dangerous, so quickly. Yeah. I don't know. I want to apologize to all the people I've wronged in my life too, without realizing it. The worst part is I was this weirdo that was hypersexualizing things. And hell, sometimes I thought I was getting out of it. Someone's like, hey, want a VC? And then they're pleasuring themselves. And I'm like, oh, this was normal. Did I enjoy this? Maybe, but they did. If they enjoyed it, someone else must have. Maybe I'll offer that to a friend next time. And then I offered it to one of my friends, and they, like, agreed to it. And I shouldn't have done that. Because they like, ruined things, and I felt so wrong afterwards. But it was like, the whole time, my only goal was this person that these people keep talking about how great I am, how cute I am, how I'm so good at doing this one thing, and assign my worth to this sexual thing that no one but these chasers or these people who just value you as an object appreciate. These people that don't want you for anything but to get off. They didn't care about me. As long as I was alive and making stuff for them, they were happy. And there's people out there like that. And I want to make my communion spaces not a spot for that. I want to make audios to give people escapism without having them seek these other places. When I originally made my Patreon, the reason I wanted to upload this so much is I wanted to make a Patreon better than other people's because I can trust myself not to take advantage of people. And turns out sometimes I did take advantage of people though. Not in the Patreon. Oh, I did like not keep up with my upload schedule, but I don't know if that really counts. And I was transparent about that. If you did want a refund, by the way, on the Patreon, I can't like refund everything, but like for like a month or so, I can give you like $20 back or $24. I don't. As far as Patreon lets me, I think I can only refund 1, 2, 3 months, maybe just 1 month. I don't know. I've been offering those a few times in community posts in there, just because I don't want to take advantage of people. But more in my personal life, I've perpetuated the things that made me hate myself. Not fully. The things that made me this way in the first place was a cycle of repression and not being able to be the person I wanted to be. And people keep talking about, like, not like you guys, but in, like, politics. Why can't trans people just be normal? It's a kink or whatever, without realizing that it's not. This is who they are. We have evidence for it. And by repressing it, you're forcing these people to hate themselves and become so vulnerable to the only people they can reach. Because when the whole world wants them dead or wants them to be someone they're not, because no one can see you as the person you are, you're gonna get hurt. Because the only people who will accept you, you either get lucky and find those good communities, or you fall into those really bad communities where people who accept you because they find you hot, or they find you someone they could take advantage of. They find you as someone that could do all their homework, that can make free art for them, and they only value you for that. And that's not everyone. There are good people that find you too, but if you go on like Discord, those good people's communities are often small because the moment it grows big, those chasers come in, and the bigger servers can't help and can't keep up moderating things and ban like all venting, all parasocial stuff. I don't have a vent channel on my server. I've thought about it, it's been requested, but the amount of times I've been in a bigger server and someone blackmails other people because of their vents. And they can do anonymous vents too, and it still happens because turns out there's typing behaviors, and these vulnerable people that are likely to make these vents are likely to talk about NDMs too. And sometimes then they'll take it sexually. There was a big issue in the furry community, the furry ASMR community. It was huge in the server. I don't, yeah, I'm just gonna talk about this. Fuck you, Razor Wolfie. He sexually solicited, I think, 18 different ASM artists, and a bunch of more people around the time Rally and Snowball passed away. And I mean, I miss Rally and Snowball, but they also used their deaths to make people vulnerable and talked about how much it impacted them, and they were like crying about it. But then they use those tears to get sexual favors and to make people pity them and to talk about killing themselves if they don't do things for them. And that happens too. And it needs to be spoken out against. But I don't know. I want to make a space. And I want to talk about these experiences. I don't know if I'm going to do Nifty for this thumbnail, but I might finally, if you guys are wondering why my channel's named Nico's Nifty Noises, with 2 F's, it's because Nifty's another character of mine that I never used for videos. I had an avatar for it. My second ever video, the train video, was supposed to have them. Avatar broke. I got so upset at it, I never bothered fixing it. And everyone's like, oh, Nico's so cute. We love the Goo Wolf cat thing, creature. And then, yeah. Nifty stopped existing. But the whole idea behind Nifty was I wanted a character to talk about deeper topics and experimental audios, meditations, share life lessons I've learned, guidelines, and I want to try that again because I love doing escapist content. It's great for people. I've had nights where I probably would have not made it through the night without stuff like that. I've been so close to not existing, and I wouldn't be surprised if I get back to that in the future if some tragedy undergoes. And I don't know. Hopefully I can stay afloat. I've tried a lot, and honestly I've got better, but I've also got worse. It's always a struggle, and that's why it's important to make connections that actually care about you. Because when you're struggling and breaking down, and the only people you can turn to just want something from you, they're probably going to turn that against you, or ignore you, or leave you in the dark. And that sucks. It is unfair if you also only push your issues on your friends. It's a balancing act, and it's hard. And don't feel bad if you do. because you do probably need the help. But also, stuff like therapy is great for a lot of people. It didn't work for me because my anxiety towards authority figures gives me a panic attack every night before therapy, and I can't sleep. And I've had a lot of like terrible therapists in the past. I've gone to no, 4, not 6. 6 if you count psychiatrists, though. And I've been on 7 different meds for my stuff. And it almost never works. The current med I do barely does. But it's a struggle. And I feel terrible feeling like I have no one else to turn to but my friends, because my family denies who I am. Therapy hurts me more than it helps, and I tried it recently too, and I couldn't keep up with it, with the continuous panic attacks every time I tried, and I keep trying, and it's hard, I get it, but try and make those connections where you don't push everything on one person either, and don't burn out those friends. Life's give and take. Just try not to take too much more than you're giving, or try and give more than you're taking. Usually if you're in like the 60-40 or 50-50 range, you're pretty good on that, because some people just like giving more than they do taking. I find it so much easier to help out other people than it is to accept help. A lot of people are like that. Sometimes it's me and my friend doing that to each other, like competitively trying to help each other, because we both have low self-esteem and can't accept gifts, and we keep just escalating our arms race of trying to appreciate each other. And it's hard to express that, and it's also sometimes hard to look back the damage I've done to some of my longer standing friends, and that guilt of my actions, but they've forgiven me. Yes, I think they've had. But things move on. And even though I have regrets, and sometimes they keep me up at night, and I wish so bad I can undo things, I still have them in my life. And I'm trying to find new places in my life. For anyone who's watched the Aki Storytime video, you might notice that a lot of this is similar to that I think I talked about that, but that was just a lot of my life story condensed in a fairy tale that I wrote. I wanted to do more storytime vids actually, but then that was the worst performing video on my channel, including my update vids when I made it, so I just scrapped the idea. Same thing with like my craft video and the Pibble Alchemist cat video. There's a whole world planned with that cat and Aki and a dragon that controls time and a shaman in the woods. I wanted to do a Salem Audio style lore series. Never did. Partially because it didn't perform well, and partially because all my artists that I was going to have help out had a huge mental crisis at the time. A couple of them, I still don't know if they're doing great. I was good friends with one that I worry about still, because their life just did not go well. Anyhow, this video is very long. If you're actually listening still, thank you. But I hope you found something valuable here. I doubt this is going to get more than like 100 views. If you stayed till the end and aren't going to leave a like, I hate asking for this in this type of video, but if you could, I'd appreciate it, because every time I do a video like this, because it tanks in views, YouTube sees the channel is not doing well, so my next video doesn't get promoted as much, so it takes like 3 vids to recover. And because I've been doing like improvised content and stuff more like this, it doesn't do well, and my channel, it doesn't grow, which is kind of fine, but I also do think my content helps people. There's a couple of vids I wish I did different, like the micro macro vid. I still regret being as flirtatious as I was in that one, And I think I went into the mindset with making it more towards Patreon than YouTube. And I have regrets. I have videos I'm not that proud of, but also I know people did enjoy them and find comfort, so I leave them up, despite almost deleting them a few times. And, yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, I suppose I should probably end this. I don't have an outro planned. I don't have anything planned for this. I don't even know if I'm posting this, but I hope to see you on future videos. For the maybe like 50 people that's made it to the end. Bleh. Have a good one though. And life is worth living. This video talked a lot about negative things. I only talk about it because I want to make sure you guys who are going through it know you're not alone, and those who haven't gone through it know what it looks like and that it happens. I just hope it makes something better for someone. But know that things do get better. I know it's hard to say with certainty. I don't know your situation. But at the very least, things can get better. And just don't lose track of that hope. We don't know the future, but we can hope for a better one and take actions to make it happen. Even if we fail. And trust me, I've failed a lot. I have a huge mental breakdown every year. More like every 2 or 3 months, but like a huge one every year. And rethink my entire life. Almost completely shift as a person. I wanted to kill Nico as a character. I made a new one to change the channel to at April Fool's, and then never changed back because because I made Nico during like the femboy and hypersexual periods of my life, and I kept associating him with that and the Patreon content and my videos of being this hyper affectionate person, which I'm trying to become more just who I really am and want to be. And I want to be able to be affectionate and tell people I love them. But I pushed it uncomfortably on friends in the past. And I broke off connections, and it made me think of that. But then I also remember the videos aren't like that. People watch them because they wanted to, and they've helped people. So I might keep Nico around still. But anyhow. Oh, wow, the carpet is moving for me. That's not good. But see you guys.